reboot.
Yeah.
Controversy over the hypersexualization of a childhood character that may or may not have actually been a childhood character.
It wasn't. I mean, come on. You have to. It's kind of like exactly like E3 and Booth Babes. It's like you know your target audience, 18 to 35-year-old males, preferably single with a disposable income.
One question I would have: if you had someone list the most important DC characters, how big do you think the list would have to be for Starfire to be on the list?
10,000.
Yeah, like it's one of the most obscure characters there, basically, right? Like,
not as far as Teen Titans goes. As far as Teen Titans goes, she's kind of prominent. So if you were putting it to subcategories,
for example, if you know the show or something that came out, then that's like something that makes you know who the character is.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if someone says like DC Universe, you're gonna think Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. You're gonna like go through this list, like, you know, everybody in the Justice League, and then Starfire, which is like the Justice League is like over like 500 people, so she's literally like not even.
Yeah, cause she's not even in the Justice League, is she?
No, she's a Teen Titan.
Some character.
She's one of the Titans, so that means she's like part of this.
The Teen Titans is like the obscure version of the Justice League in some ways. Like it has like Robin and then some made-up characters. From
it's just the kids' version of the Justice League.
Yeah.
So it's like, sure, I guess it's geared towards kids, but
so at some point, if you have this comparatively really unpopular comic, and then you have this wildly popular TV show that features these characters, if you're going to keep using those characters after that point, at some point you kind of have to match up with the audience perception of those characters, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't, like, have this obscure origin thing that happened a while ago, then this thing that millions of people watch, and then revert back to the original one and just pretend that the popular one never happened.
Well, you can when you look at it and go, that cartoon was widely inaccurate.
Well, make it accurate.
That's what
DC does.
But see, the cartoon version screwed up in the very beginning, just because of the idea of like, who is Slade? Who is Slade? Who is Slade? And it's like,
make that the story.
But you
DC
can't.
is all about rebooting every 5 years.
I know, but the thing is just like
as they go along.
At the time that they did that, Slade was a prominent character in DC already.
Yeah.
Slade Wilson, who was a mercenary for hire, which everybody knows.
Yeah.
So in the show, they're like gearing it towards the kids, like, who's Slade? Ooh, figuring out the mystery of Slade. There isn't much mystery. You just go on Wikipedia and you type in Slade. And Slade Wilson will pop up.
Something that had already been resolved.
Yeah, it was like this was super resolved. Like everybody.
But even then, you're talking about storylines. The big thing about DC, and this is what they sell, it's what they market, it's what their entire company is based around, is characters.
Well, yeah, but it's just I don't know.
That's why they won't let any of these characters go. That's why every time someone dies, they bring them back. It's like a couple months later and stuff like that. It's because if they lose a character, they lose their money. Well, where's all their money for this character? It's on this show. So why would you kind of just like say, oh, we're going to bring back her by name, but just kind of skip all the stuff that people know about her at this point?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is basically the complaint that most people give because of the reboot, where it's like, oh, we had so much, story and plot and blah, 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 and they go, well, get over it. It's over. Like
it's like having a Marvel character Thor, which is like wildly inaccurate to most of like what Thor was supposed to be in the first place.
Yeah.
But this is the popular Marvel character, so let's make a movie about this popular Marvel character. And
no, I understand. It's like the whole point of the reboot was supposed to be like, we understand that most of everybody is tired of reading, reading what DC is after like the 100th Infinite Crisis and everybody dying at least 12 times. So how about
I don't even know what characters are alive or married at this point. I have no idea.
It doesn't really matter because everybody's married and everybody dies and they all come back and they all get divorced and they all get married again and everything's happy.
And that's kind of something I want to bring up before, actually, is that's why I don't care at all about like serialized comics. And it's why like I can watch a TV show about comic book characters, I can watch movies about them because they're cool characters. There's interesting stuff that happen. But if you take it in the context of a serialized comic, which will go on for like 50 years, and they will not drop the character because it makes them money, nothing will ever change.
That was the point of the reboot. Was saying like, there's nothing harder to get people to join is when you pick up like the 800th issue of Superman and realize I don't know what the fuck is going on and why is all of this happening. And it's because the comic books since they're not so widely distributed, it's so isolated. They keep themselves in such a close-knit circle where it's like comic book shops or online. Choose. Whereas, if it was like a magazine...
Then you get this interesting problem, though, because you keep rebooting it and basically like simplifying and streamlining the universe to get people, make it accessible for people.
Yeah.
But then those new fans get really obsessed with the show and or the comic and stuff. They find out about all these cool things that existed before that got cut out to make it streamlined. And then the demand for that makes it expand outward.
Because they want more of what was previously in there.
So you have this endless 5-year cycle, basically.
If you want to do a reboot,
yeah.
wipe it. Like, literally wipe it as much as you can. Like,
they need new characters.
But
that's the ultimate
that's what I'm saying. Like, wipe
yeah.
the entire line.
Make new stuff up for once. That's my ultimate problem with this game, with the comics. Is I'm not worried about it being convoluted. I can jump into a show halfway through a season and figure things out. And that's not an obstacle for me for comics either. My obstacle with comics is that I have no reason to care.
Yeah,
these are characters who have been around for more than twice my lifespan so far, and they've pretty much been the exact same character the whole time. It's like watching a show like, say, Heroes, where like, oh, we're holding on to Claire Bennett because she's really popular, so we're going to keep her on the show the whole time, even if she's not doing anything, and there'll be like no real change to her along the way, but she's there and she makes us money, and it's like that's what Superman is, that's what Batman is, that's what all these characters are. Well, at this point.
But again, it's like you set up such a long lineage. If someone's, Batman, Superman, they're already household names. So like someone says like, I'm Batman, they go like, oh, okay, Batman. Or someone says, like, I like Superman, okay, Superman.
Yeah.
Like if someone goes like, I like Shikaboodle, and they're like, who the fuck is Shikaboodle? Get Shikaboodle out of here. I don't want to hear about Shikaboodle. And so it's like, that's the thing. Like, they can't make up a new superhero because, 1, everybody's been made.
Yeah.
2, everyone already knows everybody who's been made. And 3, no one wants new people because they already know everything about everybody who's already been made. So it's going to just piss people off when they go like, hey, here's a new character. And they're going to go, fuck, is there anything...
Isn't this just derivative of the Flash?
Yeah, so then people are just going to be... Yeah, they're going to just be arrogant assholes and going to be like, well, you had an original, keep the original. Well, we did, except the original's fucking convoluted storyline was so goddamn far up its ass, we can't figure out which way it came out. I mean, it's like, you're looking at it and you're like, holy fuck, where was the origin and where was the ending? Because they both look entirely the same. It's just like, just this fucking mashup of shit, and then it's like, the end. Okay, all I got was that the end happened.
It basically ends up in a situation where the final result of it all is that I'm happy the comics exist because they set up the premise for things like The Dark Knight to exist.
Yeah.
Like movies like that. Because I love a lot of these superhero movies.
Yeah.
And you give a right director, the right actors, you get a really solid movie. But I have no interest in ever actually exploring what these movies are based on. If it's going to be that way, so be it. It works for me, I guess.
I guess it's just, I don't know. After a while, you have to start. I don't know. This has to be this time where you just have to let it go.
Yeah.
You have to understand that it's there.
Anime and manga really has the same problem too. Like, what, Death Note? The fuck? That's something that should have ended after about 100 chapters.
Yeah, it should have. Honestly, it should have.
Almost exactly 100 chapters too, because that's when the big the primary plot line.
Yeah, that's when Elle dies.
Yeah. And then you start throwing in vampires and children or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was like, as soon as the main objective was done, where it was like, Elle dies, you're like, we're done! We did it! We watched the show, and we got exactly where we wanted to.
It would be like having a third Star Wars trilogy that takes place after the Emperor's dead. You're like, but the bad guy's dead.
There is. Have you read the books?
Yeah, I know there is. There's like
and they pull this convoluted shit where it's like, the Emperor was cloned, and you're like, what?
No.
What the fuck? Are you kidding? What? What is it? No, we're done. I would have just put my hands up in the air and be like, fuck this, the dark side wins.
You know what the worst thing is about that? Whenever there's something that's absolutely bullshit about anything Star Wars, any of these books and so on, and movies and everything like that, is I don't know why I said movies, but like books, games, so on, all this alternate, like, extended universe stuff.
Yeah.
There's actually a process that you have to go through to get this stuff approved. Like, there's actually, like, a place where all the lore for Star Wars is kept and maintained. Like, throughout the entire, like, things, like, you know how it's always, like...
I'm, like, imagining a library and there's this giant scroll somewhere in the middle, and George Lucas just, like...
There's an actual database of the timeline of the Star Wars universe, and everything's put along it. Like, there's actual lore, so that everything can be cross-referenced and everything. But that... And... on one level, like, that's impressive and actually kind of cool if you want to get into the books and everything, but that also means that whenever something bullshit happens, not only did that author think it was a good idea, but someone approved that. Like, there's an overarching authority here of what you're allowed to put in a Star Wars license.
Can I just put out a note?
They just say, okay, like, oh yeah, the Emperor's cloned or whatever the fuck.
Can I just put out a note and say, Star Wars was a fictional movie.
Yeah.
A fictional movie based on a soap opera in space. About religion and like fighting.
Very religious.
Yeah.
Though not as bad as Narnia.
It had 6 movies.
Yeah. 7 movies.
If there are people that have the time to make an extended universe that is expansive, like expansive, this expansive movie, like this universe is ridiculously expansive when you start going past the 6 movies.
Yeah, it gets absurd.
Cure fucking cancer.
Cure cancer.
Combine your free time together. Fucking hold your rings in the air, summon Captain Planet, and fix this shit. That's ridiculous. You do not have that much fucking free time to expand on a fake world. Like, seriously. Okay, comic books are one thing, where it's like, we're visually drawing, blah, 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 and, Star Wars movies, we're filming, blah, blah. You're writing a fucking book about characters that no one cares about, like the son of Han Solo. Fuck that kid, because he wasn't in the movies.
Someone cares about it because they're buying the books.
Why? Like,
that's the thing, is that...
There's nothing to it. George Lucas did not write them. He did not give a shit. He's sitting here going, does it have my name on it?
I know George Lucas doesn't give a shit. No. He didn't write or direct most of the movies that are good. Like, he basically didn't do anything
shit.
with
He put his name on the fucking thing and was like, this is mine.
Emperor Strikes Back, one of the most famous movies of all time. Find out where George Lucas's name is on that box. It's not where you think it is. It's like, he's like the producer or something like that. It's like, whoop-de-fucking-do.
There's this entire... I just can't imagine that someone... I get it. You're a fan. You want to expand the universe. You love it. Blah, blah, blah. But... seriously, there's just this limit when you have to look and you go on fucking Google and you type in Star Wars Extended Universe.
Yeah.
And your Google will shit itself because there's just nothing but fucking pages after pages after pages.
I don't blame the authors though. Just because if you're gonna go out there and write, and it's an art form, which means that it's like very hard to make a living off of it. And you're like, hey, after a while, like, hey, let's see if I can get a deal with Star Wars.
And that's fine. I don't have any problem with the writers writing it.
Yeah,
I have a complete 100% problem with George Lucas or anybody approving this stuff. Because they should simply be saying...
the idea that there's actually like a moderator.
There's someone who's sitting here, and their job is to read fan fiction and approve it and put it in part of a continuity. Like, are you kidding me?
This is true for any extended universe, right? Like... there's this, I assume there's some sort of requirements of what you're allowed to do in, like, say, a Lord of the Rings branded media.
Yeah.
And obviously there's some sort of hive mind going on with all these DC and Marvel things, although those are so fucking convoluted and there's so many alternate universes going on simultaneously that it's almost not worth trying. But
I mean,
there's always some sort of overarching, like, okay, these are the rules of our story, or like this is what's going on, this is the overarching thing.
I just feel like there's so much more time that people could be spending.
That people could be doing that for the better good.
Yeah, instead of writing about the ongoings of characters that never existed in a galaxy far, far away that I don't really care about since the movies are over.
Unfortunately, it's kind of how the world works.
It's
why if you turn on a news station right now, you'll probably get some sort of story about like this amazing thing a puppy did. And you'll hear, and it could be in the middle of like the Libyan revolution. You'll hear like nothing about that, aside from the fact that it's existing.
But isn't that kind of our fault?
Well, yeah. It's what we're drawn to.
But
controversy.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of like
controversy or silly tabloid stuff or just fluffy?
Yeah, but like that. We purposely asked to be ignorant. Like when the news started being real, and they're like, war's going on. We're like, no, we don't want to hear the wars. Where's the puppies? Yeah, and it's like, and then when they put the puppies on, they're like, well, why aren't you being serious about the news in Libya?
Yeah.
Because you assholes don't want to fucking hear it. Because we put the news on and you go, oh, this is too serious business for my dinner. I'm trying to eat and watch Fox News, and I can't watch Fox News because there's too much shit on there. And you're like, really?
Like I'm sitting here wanting to make fun of the way that news organizations work, but then what do I watch? I watch fucking Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I mean,
he's funny.
Yeah, and I'm like watching Stephen Colbert because at least he puts something interesting, entertaining on it, but then I can't. But I don't sit around there and go like.
We have to listen. Even we have to watch like even serious news through like this comic filter.
Yeah,
because it's the only way we can like go through it.
And that's the worst. And the worst part is like the worst part I think is when news tries to be like they try to appeal to people.
Yeah.
Like they try to appeal to everybody. So it's like they try to have a little bit of everything for everyone. And so it's like they know that their general demographic is usually like older people that are sitting down at dinner with.
Oh, it's almost exclusively old people. The type of people that sit at home all day watching military shows.
Yeah,
like
and
the 60s.
Yeah, and so then they try to appeal to other like younger generations. Where like, hey, you want to follow us on Twitter? And I'm like, no, Fox News, I don't want to follow you on Twitter because you're gonna spam me with a bunch of fucking articles I don't want to read. Or it's like, hey, follow Anderson Cooper on from CNN on Twitter. Why? So you can tell me you're fucking gay on Twitter? I don't care, man.
I don't understand why you'd want to follow a reporter of a station on Twitter.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to follow anything about a news station when it's not doing anything.
But then again,
breaking news on Twitter.
Look at Rooster Teeth, though.
Yeah.
How many people follow? There's a Rooster Teeth Twitter, and then there's every single person on the company has a Twitter, and people follow the shit out of those people. So I don't even know. Like, there's some sort of draw to watch the people behind something, like, intently, and I don't even know why.
What are you gonna learn?
I don't know.
Like, you want to see Anderson Cooper like taking a picture of himself buying a salad at a restaurant? Like, my God, look at this salad. Next on CNN. I mean, it's like, no, shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Then you watch Jeff take a picture of a melted crayon on the sidewalk. It's got like 100 comments and all these crazy things. Like, people are in love.
Again, this is people.
Yeah.
Dude, I get it. It's
like,
cool.
It's how people work, apparently.
You want to watch people that you enjoy doing something you like. That's great. Like, if I was a celebrity, fuck that shit. Isolation.
If you're the old person, well, not old person because they don't know how to use Twitter, but if you're the kind of person who watches these news stations all day, I guess there might be some appeal to, like, following your favorite news person on Twitter, right?
No. There's never a reason to.
Well, you don't use Twitter.
I don't, because I don't want to see spam messages of people just saying what they're doing in their day.
Do you have anything, really, where you, like, follow something?
No. Like, I barely use Facebook.
I know you subscribe to stuff on YouTube, but even then, like, you don't see half the shit that people post.
No, I don't. I just give them subscribers because I know it helps them get money.
Yeah, and it gives you, like, a window to look at that's customized around you whenever you feel like looking at it, basically.
But it's like, I don't really like to follow people because I've got my own fucking life. Look, I'm excited that you're doing shit with your life. I'm doing other stuff, and
that's kind of what I use.
But it's like
instead of following people, for the sake of like following like what they're talking about and shit like that, I follow companies, or like I'll follow True Achievements so I can get their like news announcements and stuff like that about like deal of the week and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Follow Steam for all of their daily deals. I follow Rooster Teeth so I can find out whenever they post a video. Like that's my purpose of Twitter. It's like a phone/computer based like news feed customized for me.
See, I'm such a 50-year-old guy. Like I don't give a shit about your life. I don't fucking care about anything that's going on in the world. Like, it's like, hey, did you see what this guy did on YouTube? No, I don't fucking care. I don't have time to spend on watching a 5-minute video about you and your dog dancing in the lawn. Like, fuck you, asshole. Why don't you go do something with your life?
And
like,
the ultimate irony is that we sit here and upload videos to YouTube.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is just, like, personally, I don't, like, I'll watch videos. Like, I watch Toby Turner, and I watch, LTA Movie Club sometimes, and I'll follow some stuff, but it's like, I'm not there every fucking day watching this shit, like, waiting, anticipating for their next release. Like, if I get on YouTube and it just so happens that there's a new video, I'll watch it. Okay. But I'm not sitting there eagerly waiting, like, is it 3 o'clock yet? Because I know Toby Turner's about to release a video at 3 o'clock.
YouTube people upload to a schedule? Like,
some people do.
Well, I know there's a daily schedule, obviously. Like, there's videos that are like, oh, we'll do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday video. But I don't think YouTube people really follow, like, a time-based schedule.
And yet there's someone who's on there and always comments first. Like, so someone's sitting there waiting for these fucking videos.
I want to be first just to see if that happens. Like, I have some bizarre, overwhelming urge to say first. Like,
I would probably say last.
Like, I want
just because that's where your comment's going to end up after all the other people go. So then you look funny because then when they go to the very end of the page, it says the last, and they're like, "Hey, this guy's a fucking last guy. That's fucking awesome." Like, well, fuck you, people. Because how stupid is it? You go to page 36 and it says first. No, you're on page 31st, so you're last.
Because that's the way it works.
Yeah, and so it's just like. I don't get it.
Like, I always bash it just because, like, it's this stupid meaningless comment, but I wonder, like, if I was first to some sort of freakishly popular thing, am I going to have some sort of bizarre urge to do this after seeing it so much? Or am I going to be programmed that way? Or am I just like, no, this is stupid, what the fuck? Like, I hope the other one. But
yeah, I think it's going to be the other one.
It's one of those things where, like, I've never technically been exposed to it, so I can't technically say I've not done it. But
just work your ass off not to be exposed to it. I mean, just do what I do. Just live in isolation. Just if someone goes like, "Hey, do you see that thing on Twitter?" No.
Yeah, like I'm by definition not first to stuff because like I see it on Twitter and then it just like shows up and then like I'll click it like hours later.
6 hours later
like,
when you have free stuff.
I leave it sitting there so I can click on it later. But I'm just not the person that races to do stuff. Fuck.
I don't know. It's just I've never been someone who is hip or with the times. I don't. Like, I'm all about technology. I know everything there is on technology, but social media networking is just a little bit out of my reach.
Yeah.
Because it's going like, hey, you want to see what your friends and other people around the world are doing? Not really.
By the way, did you see the cute things dying violently video that I uploaded and we put it on Reddit and stuff like that? Just to see what
I saw
happened? First thing that happens is someone comments first. That's the first thing that happens. Someone went on their YouTube page, commented first. He's still the only comment.
On the cute things dying violently?
Yeah. there's a comment on our video, and it's the only comment, and it says first. And this has happened.
I'm gonna delete him.
If you go to like
You're an asshole.
Even if you go to like my main profile, I probably have like 6 videos where someone just comments first, and then no one ever comments on the video after that. Like, people will comment on any empty field. It's like, this isn't even a popular video. What's the point of saying first? It was uploaded 3 weeks ago and stuff like that.
I don't know. It just doesn't. Oh, I don't know. But then again, you're talking about a YouTube comment system, which.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. There's nothing to that.
Don't you love top-rated comments?
Yeah, I watched.
Don't you love top-rated comments that complain about top-rated comments?
I love top-rated comments where they're just like they don't need to be there because I don't want to read it. And it's like I remember I was listening to some song on YouTube and the first top-rated comment was like, "Oh, this goes out to my dead family and this song makes me or reminds me of them and I miss him." I was like, "Well, fuck you, bitch! Way to bring my day down!" Like I was doing good until I read your fucking top comment and it's talking about your dead fucking family and how you cry every time you hear this song. Stop going to the song. Like, seriously, if it hurts every time you touch the fucking stove, stop touching the stove, you stupid bitch!
I actually almost like that more, just because someone's saying something at least, when there's so many topics.
No, I vote those down. Yeah. I like the people who just say stupid shit where it's like, I don't want these...
You strike me as the kind of person that will downvote almost any top comment. You're like, fuck you, don't deserve this attention.
No, like, you know what, I upvote the most random shit when people go like, I really like this song, upvote. And then like the next day, it might be on the top thing, they're like, why? This has nothing to do with the video. It just says someone I like. That's what a top comment should be. I like the video. That's all you need to know. When you go to the video and you see the top comment, it says I like this video. Someone fucking liked this video. I'm watching this video. I don't want to see your goddamn posts.
Is that every single week there's some sort of new trend of like what makes top rated comments? Like at one point it was like, oh, press 2, then 5, then 7 after you pause the video, and it's like obviously those are controls to make you skip around the video, but it's like it's always some bullshit thing. Like, why does that make the video better? I saw the video already. Why does seeing pieces of it out of sequence do anything? And then like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
So you press buttons, so then
these will get top-rated comments when people say stuff like this. Like they mix up some sort of funny combination to play the sequence in, basically. And it's like, no, why? What?
Wait, does it actually work sometimes?
Oh, if you press numbers after you pause the video, it actually skips 2 intervals on the video that are numerically.
But I mean, do people actually sit there and find funny ones that make sense?
Apparently they do, and I don't know.
Cure cancer.
Yeah.
Seriously, you had the fucking time to go through YouTube videos and make stupid fucking comments by pressing a number pad. Fix the fucking cures. Like, seriously, make something. Do something. I don't fucking care. Make a nuclear weapon in your house and explode it in New York City. I don't give a fuck at this point. Do something, but sitting on YouTube and just fucking pressing buttons and putting top-rated comments that don't fucking matter to shit. Like, what? I don't want to go on YouTube anymore. I don't want to fucking... Is there a way to disable comments? Like, can you go to YouTube and like not see comments at all? Because that
I know you can disable comments on your.
You have a new layout coming out. YouTube, fix that shit. Yeah, make it so you can disable content.
They already seem to have disabled comments on your actual profile.
That's fantastic. I love that because I fucking hate comments because it's always just people making comments about the stupidest shit that makes no relation to the fucking film whatsoever that you just watched. Like you're watching a clip, it's talking about cats, and it goes like, "Hey, I like cats because cats are cool." That has nothing to do with the fucking video. Yeah, people like cats, or else they wouldn't be watching the fucking video.
Then you have the videos that are like, oh, it's got like 100,000 likes and then 27 dislikes. 27 dislikes. It's like 27 people like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, like
top-rated comment.
Like, wow, that must have taken you, what, 30 seconds to figure out because you probably saw it on another fucking top-rated comment from another YouTube video.
And it's on every single popular video. Someone says something like that, and half the time it gets rated. I'm like, why? Why would you vote for this? Then you have top-rated comments that are complaining about top-rated comments. You have top-rated comments that are both the same thing, just stated slightly different. Like, one will have like 1,000 votes up, the other one will have like 50 votes up. But like, yeah, the people thought that... And that's the weird thing, like, if you have a top-rated comment that actually says something, like, points out, like, a funny thing in the video, like, oh, look, you can see, like, a pumpkin in the corner that walks by and it explodes in the background, and, like, why was that there, or whatever the fuck, but no one saw it because they were watching the character. And then, after that's top-rated comment, like, 50 people will say the exact same thing, and inevitably one of them will get top-rated comment also. You're like, why do you reward people for repeating what is, like, the first thing you see before you read their stuff? Like, it's like, this book is called Harry Potter. Top-rated comment! Yes! I read the thing that was on top, and then I wrote the other thing on the bottom, and then people love me.
Is there, like, moderators for YouTube comments?
No, absolutely not.
There's no YouTube?
No.
YouTube, I think if you need moderators for your webpage to go through comments, every comment, any comment on the entire site, pay me. I will do it. I will go through and I will delete every single comment on YouTube, personally.
I'm pretty sure that the only thing you can do is you can report spammers.
Can you?
Yeah, and they're getting elaborate with spamming too. Like they'll have they'll have like a link to like a porn site, and then they'll have like 50 like fake profiles that upvote it to make it a top-rated comment on a popular video. So like it's something that clearly people will not be upvoting, but it's like the top-rated comment because they like artificially.
Now wait,
did that.
how articulate are they with spam flagging?
I don't know. I don't like check back on these videos later to see if it's gone. But yeah, it happens, and it just happens all the time.
I might start a fake profile and see if I can just start spamming or flag spamming every comment on YouTube.
That sounds like a great way to get IP banned.
I'll do it at a library.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Do it at a public library.
Prepare for me, YouTube. Your spam filter will be filled from a library. Locally, of course.
Library banned from YouTube.
No, they can't because it's a fucking, it's a dynamic IP address.
Oh, you're right.
So it's always, it's the actual network is a dynamic network, so it's always changing. So they can't, like, track down the IP address for that library because it always changes every month. So that's even better.
Fuck. You'll be the ultimate. You'll be like the fucking smiley face guy from Ghost in the Shell. You're gonna bring the whole world down.
Oh man, the laughing man. I'd be all about that shit. I'll just get a piece of paper and tape it to my face and sit in the library and type up. Click, 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 click. It's like, did you see what he looked like? Yeah, a laughing face thing on his. You're like, oh my god, the laughing man, he's back.
God, that is a very old meme.
That is a very old meme.
What is up with memes anyway? Like, do people find these funny, like genuinely funny, or is it like, oh, it's familiar?
It depends. I personally like Bachelor Frog because I can relate to it. I go like, yeah. I've done that sometimes. Ha ha ha. But it's not every goddamn Bachelor Frog is funny to me. Like every time I read it, I don't go like, oh, we got a new Bachelor Frog, it's funny. I'm just like, wow, I don't do that. I'm not a lame.
It seems like there's a billion memes, and a lot of them have like no meaning to me.
No.
And people just say them over and over and over again, and then they laugh like crazy. And it's like, is it like pop music where you just hear it so much that it gets in your head and you start liking it because you're so familiar with it?
I think it's that thing of where people know that memes are popular, and that
so
other people think,
so saying stupid shit like, oh, I like Mudkips.
And
like
so
that.
Other people know that other people find memes popular, and so they just say memes, and the other people think that meme is funny.
Yeah.
And they think that the other person thinks the meme is funny, so they laugh at it, and then the person goes, oh, that meme's really funny to say to people, and they say it to other people, and some people will be like, what? And they go,
like, you're an idiot, you don't know what this thing is.
You don't know what mudkips are, and they're like, oh, I gotta check the internet now, and they check the internet, and they're like, oh, I love mudkips too, and it's like, god damn it, no you don't. Were you fucking there for original Pokemon? No, you weren't, you asshole. You just suddenly jumped in because Mudkip Girl came out of fucking nowhere. They're like, I love Mudkips.
Why is it Mudkips anyway? Mudkip wasn't even an original Pokemon, was it?
Mudkip was the fucking worst Pokemon ever. It didn't do shit.
Wasn't it like wasn't it like a silver Pokemon, like Silver and Gold, right?
Yes.
It was like in the second 250, so it's like
it was part of the
Like, why do we care about that then? Like, why isn't like, I don't know, fucking Hitmonlee or something like that? Why is it something?
You know what? If you really care, go to fucking Know Your Meme and just check out why Mudkips became popular. I'm sure it has something really stupid to do with, like, some guy posted something and it had a Mudkip in it and people were like, holy shit, Mudkips, I love Mudkips, and then it became a meme. It's like, most memes are made from, like, the stupidest shit and they're not really that funny, but other people make them sound funny. The only meme I can really
get behind that I kind of enjoy is when a meme is basically just a very heavily quoted movie quote. Or like any quote in general, really, like fuck it, we'll do a live from the Bill O'Reilly video. Like, that's funny, and if you use it in context, it makes sense. Oh well, shit.